In this video I decided to compare Blender 4.3, its sculpting tools, with Blender 4.2, and I will be doing it from the viewpoint of a normal user of Blender. I'm a 3D artist, 3D sculptor, and I sculpt every day, almost every day. And yesterday I did a live stream, and right away I saw some differences between two versions, and I will do some comparative analysis between two. So here I have a sphere which I subdivided, I think, 5 times, and it has 507,000 and something polygons. And here is Blender 4.2.1, and I have exactly same sphere. So let's start with the UI. I will go to the sculpt mode as always, and right away we can see the difference in the UI, that we have this brush panel in the bottom. It was here. So now we have two sets of panels here. In Blender 4.3 we have one panel on the left, and here we have very limited brushes. We have here the box mask and some variations like lasso mask, line mask, polyline mask, but all that brushes we had also in Blender 4.2. And the first thing I don't like here, I don't like this one in the sculpting mode, so I will just join it down. And I will bring this up a little bit. The first thing that I want to say, that you can just click on here and switch on names, and you can see the names of the brushes. Right, so they added a lot of new brushes, and some of them are probably worth trying and experimenting, and some of them very interesting. I don't know, like from the practical side I don't see any use for them. So let's go. So here this brush panel is divided on 3: all, general, paint brushes, simulation brushes. So all brushes, let's start with general. So we have a blob brush here, and what it does exactly as it is called. And we had the same brush in the Blender 4.2. It does exactly same stuff. The main brushes I use in Blender for sculpting, they are grab brush, of course. It's exactly same, like hit G and you get the grab brush. Like 70% of time I'm using grab brush, and I also use clay strips brush a lot. And this brush was changed, behavior of the brush was changed a little bit in the Blender 4.3, and that thing I noticed right away. So let's do a small experiment for this. So I will set the radius of the brush to 60. I will leave the strength on 0.6, and fall off is smoother, and everything else is default. And in Blender 4.2 I will also take these clay strips, and radius is at 60, strength 0.6, and fall off is smoother, and everything else is set up by default. So let's do a stroke here. So you can see that the stroke is a little bit thinner than the brush radius, narrower. When I do the same stroke, and you can see that the faces, amount of the faces is exactly the same, and it does this. This is what I noticed, and if I want to make a narrower stroke, I just need to go and make the brush significantly smaller. And it does also a little bit more precise strokes. In terms of like if I do the fast strokes with my hand like this, you can see the difference of result. So this brush is more like precise, and this is probably it's good, but I was a little bit struggling with it because I simply used to other behavior, previous behavior of the brush. The second brush that I use very often is scrape fill, and it didn't change much. Let's go back to Blender 4.3, and also I use most of the time draw sharp brush. It didn't change, luckily it's the same. So if I pick it here as well, it works exactly the same. And those are main sculpting brushes that I use when I sculpt difficult things like characters. And those didn't change much, so I'm happy. So next we have some additional brushes here. Like we have some crease. In Blender 4.2 we had only one crease brush, which is this one. And if I do the stroke with the draw sharp brush and use crease, it can crease it a little bit. And now we have in Blender 4.3 we have two types of crease brushes, and first one is called crease polish, and I think it's more or less like the previous crease brush, a little bit different I think. Oops. And crease sharp, and this is making our line very much sharper and deeper, and it can be used also as a draw sharp brush, but it's sharper, but it's very precise and it makes very clean lines. I kind of like it and I probably will be using it, so this is very good. Also, what we have new here, we have the layer brush. It's the same as in 4.2. It's not new, but I can show you just if you are interested in it. It just adds layers of clay on top on the surface, and we have a fill deepen brush. So if we do this, we can simply go and pick fill deepen brush and fill this part, and then we can smooth around and fix it. Also, the flatten the plateau, I think it wasn't in Blender 4.2. we didn't have any plateau brushes. We have only flatten here, multi-plane scrape and smooth. Yeah, we didn't have plateau. It's a very interesting brush, by the way. It makes a plateau and very good for making some hard surface stuff, I think. One more brush they added, it's a trim brush, so we can do this kind of shapes with it. Also, I think it's good for making kind of hard surface metal parts, some damaged surfaces. And what I also noticed, what they added and what can be useful here, is the elastic snake hook brush. And if we look at the previous one, the snake hook brush, which I use pretty often, for example, I need to pull the strand of the hair and I do this like this. You can see that it breaks the geometry, and if I will switch on the wireframe, you can see what happens with the polygons. And this new brush, elastic snake hook, it kind of works a little bit smoother, like I move it and it's very gentle and it's not breaking the polygons. Probably it can, but we need to try more to do it. Yeah, like so. So it's exactly the same, but works a little bit smoother, and might be good for pulling out the chin if you're doing the stylized anime girls or something like that. So they added grab 2D brush. I don't think it's useful. So if we'll go to the front view and pull the part of it, and it also pulls it through. It pulls it in the back as well. If I go and use it with the simple grab brush, it's not pulling it in the back side. Also, there is a grab silhouette. Like if you try to grab here, nothing happens, but if you grab it from the corners, it works. And with the simple grab brush, you can pull it from the middle of the object as well. Now let's check the simulation brushes. They add a lot of simulation brushes, so if we will go and check the Blender 4.2, we can see that we have only one close brush here, and I will show you what it does. And they added a lot of variation to this kind of brush. And the first one, bend boundary, I, to be honest, even didn't understand what it does. The bend brush, and in my case it's lagging very much and not comfortable to work with. Drag close, right? And what I also noticed with this close simulation brushes, they work differently when you zoom in and out. For example, I zoom in and do this, you see it's pushing it in and out and in and out. And if I will zoom out and do the same, like it can't work. Probably it's the brush size. Maybe I should make it smaller. Yeah, it's just because of the brush size. Grab close, so we can pull something out, and you also get some close stretching effects. So next, grab planar, inflate close, it inflates and you get some close effects, but if you go zoom out, you will not get any close simulation effect at all. And if you will go and zoom in, you will get some effect. And if you will zoom too much, you will also not getting anything. So very strange approach, I would say. Pinch folds close, and pinch point close. Yeah, maybe you can do something with this one, like some small folds on the jeans stitches, but it needs really high resolution model, and Blender is lagging with high resolution models, so that could be issue. So this is it with simulation brushes. So now let's check the paintbrush spec. So first this airbrush, and what I can say that in Blender 4.2 we had only one paintbrush, only one variation, and also we had smear brush. They significantly added the variations of paintbrush. So I will pick the paintbrush, and you can see here we have two colors, and if I will bring this slider up and pick this color closer to the skin tone and make the brush size bigger, and I can just paint it out. And what we can do here, we can go and check this right one and add the reddish color and very lightly add some red stuff on the cheeks. And but the thing is, like, we want to use this right color, and we can just hold Control and use it. We can also add it to the ears a little bit, and around the eyes. And I forgot to switch the symmetry on. Yeah, and by the way, this model is available on my Artstation store and it's completely free. So the link will be in the description, so you can download it and use it for whatever you want, for any purposes you want. So this is airbrush. This works very gently, and I really like how it works. Even with the maximum strength, it works very gently. So I really like it. And also, small tip, if you didn't know, like you pick the brush and go to the tool, and you can go here, and under the color palette you can just add new and click plus, and you will save this color. And if you will go and change something to the green and hit plus, and you can get the green color, for example, and then you can go and repick it here. So next I want to show you the Paint Soft brush, and I will pick this blue color, and this one reminds me the previous paintbrush, but it's very soft. I think it's softer. And now why I did this blue color here, because I want to show you what this brush is doing. So blend hard, it's blending these two colors hard. Next, blend soft, it's blending them soft, the transitions between the colors. Blend square, it's doing exactly as it called. Paint blend, so it paints and blends with the color underneath. So this is very good if you want to layer the colors on your model, like let's go and add some more reddish color, and it will blend. And let's blend it soft, the transitions, and it's blending it very well. So this is very good. I'm liking it, like how it works. Amazing. Also, I will do with Paint Soft, I will add more to the lips. And in the previous version I was blending it simply with holding shift and smoothing the colors, and now we can do it with specific brush, so that's cool. And next we have Paint Hard, and this is also really good. I really like it. You can make hard lines if you want to paint something on your brush, like a tattoo or I don't know. And Paint Hard Pressure, which is also very good. Maybe let's try to do this for this. So what we can do, we can go hard with this brush like that if we want to get some precision, and then we can go and blend soft the corners. Paint Soft Pressure, very good, very good. I like it. So I would definitely recommend using it. And Paint Square does exactly as it's called, as always, as most of the times with Blender brushes. And Sharpen, by the way, Sharpen is amazingly good brush. very interesting, I must say. I tested it before. So what I will do right now, I will add some blue color here with the soft corners in the transition. And if we will take this paint sharpen, not paint sharpen, just sharpen brush, and do this, we can sharpen the corners, and this is very good, I must say. And we can also clean the corners, make this blue part smaller if we want to, just doing like so. We can shape it up, give it a shape that we want. It needs some practice though, so I would definitely recommend you trying it, and just try it, feel it. And the smear brush, it's smearing, yeah? Just like you do with your finger when you are painting on the normal paper, right? And you can smear out, you can just blend it very gently in the skin, and with the blend soft again we can work around and see. So yeah, very interesting effects you can get with those brushes. So this is basically it, everything I wanted to show you and tell you about the Blender 4.3 is here. This is what I noticed. Probably there is something else that you noticed. If you noticed, just drop me a comment below this video. Well, that is it. To sum up everything that I was showing, the Blender 4.3, they changed their UI. They added some more brushes. Not all of them are very practical, especially those simulation brushes. But I find that they added very good paint brush variations, and some brushes will definitely add to Blender vertex painting. In the general section they also added some new brushes, but nothing much radically changed, and overall it is same, and we will probably need some time to find their best use cases. And before we stop, I just wanted to show you my latest course. It's called Stylized Female Head Sculpting Exercises in Blender, and in this course we'll be making different stylized female heads, starting from the ugly orc one and going to the beautiful elf female, and in between we will be doing this plain head exercise, which is very good to improve your sculpt, improve your head sculpts. And then we will transit to this stylized plain head girl, and then we smoothly will go and do this one. This is not easy, but I do some very good tips and tricks that I use myself. Also I do some I do show there my Blender setup, the tips about Blender setting and making it more comfortable to use for myself, and probably it will be also useful for you. And I do it in a step-by-step manner. As you can see, first I do the block out, second I do the second level of details, then third level of details and painting, and then adding hairs. So the link to the course is in the description below the video. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and I will see you in the next videos. Bye bye.